Hi, it's Risa Lou. Today we're making a quick and easy recipe, sweet and spicy Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are really healthy for you. Although they have carbs, they have a lot of fiber to go with it. This also means that as they are a cruciferous vegetable, we don't want to eat too many at once, or it may be a little tough on our stomach. Let's get started. Okay, let's do a super quick review of our ingredients today. We have extra virgin olive oil, salt, Gochugaru, pepper, Gochujang, honey, and 1 pound of Brussels sprouts. Let's preheat the oven to 425 degrees and cut your Brussels sprouts in half. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is get our mix that we're going to put on our Brussels sprouts before we stick them in the oven. You can use red pepper flakes if you prefer. These are smaller, so they kind of mix in better. Now my suggestion is if you want this spicier, use much more than I'm using. What I'm using will be spicy, but not fiery. We are going to use about 1 teaspoon here. If you're not sure where to buy Gochugaru, you can buy this online as well as an international market. A little bit of salt and pepper. And now we're going to mix in our oil. So I am using a tablespoon here. You are free to use less or more. This is our yummy little sauce here that's going to go on them before they go in the oven. So we're just going to drizzle this on. We have a different sauce we're going to put on them once they are out of the oven, so don't feel like you have to cover all of this because we will be using a different sauce. So let's just try and make sure every piece gets a little bit of our initial sauce here. Okay, I'm actually going to spray just a little bit of oil on here just to make sure that they are all covered. Okay, now that our oven is hot, we are going to stick these in for 25 minutes to make sure they are good and brown and crispy. Now we're going to mix together our sauce to put on our Brussels sprouts when they come out of the oven. So I know I normally don't use any kind of sweetener, but we will be using 2 teaspoons of honey today. Now we're going to put in a teaspoon of our gochujang. Again, the one I'm using here is not extremely spicy. So go ahead and use more if you want it even spicier. Okay, we're going to add 1 last teaspoon of our extra virgin olive oil just to make sure we can get this all mixed together easily on our Brussels sprouts when they're ready. So I know this is not the easiest thing to mix, but just do your best to mix this up. So we're now just going to set this aside and wait on our oven to finish. We can always mix this up a little more once we get the vegetables out of the oven. Look at our beautiful Brussels sprouts, nice and dark and crispy. All right, let's go ahead and start pouring on our wonderful sauce here. You know the way I like to mix things is with kitchen gloves so that it's good and covered. Also, mixing with gloves on keeps us from having to use too much oil because we can just mix it all in really good. You can smell how yummy they're going to taste. Okay, let's try our sweet and spicy Brussels sprouts. These are really good. They are spicy, don't let me fool you. You can always make them spicier though with more Gochugaru or Gochujang. To me, this is the perfect way to eat Brussels sprouts, which, as I said, very good for you. And this is a wonderful way to enjoy them, sweet and spicy. Thanks for joining me.